Hello, everyone. This is Omar from the Third Rail. I hope you guys are doing fine. I'm gonna revisit a story. I don't think I did a lot of justice to it about what happened between Zelensky and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, at the Oval Office. Now, you have to understand that I have a different view. I don't think Russia is our enemy, and I don't know why it's designated as an enemy because the pre 1990, our enemy was the Soviet Union, right? The communism, they want to spread communism, they want to end capitalism, they want to take over your freedoms, your rights, they want to close your churches and all that stuff. So the Soviet Union collapsed in 1990, and Russia became smaller because it released all its satellite states like Czechoslovakia, Romania, Poland. And what we did is we gobbled all of them and we put them into NATO and into the EU. Now imagine the original agreement was NATO is not to expand toward Russia. NATO is a defensive alliance against any attack on Europe. So why are you expanding toward Russia if Russia is not a threat and you have this agreement? That we have to take into place. And we gobbled all the states, then we were coming so close that there was left only like what, two states, Georgia, Moldova, and Ukraine. So Russia has been telling Russia is. You have to listen. Take your time and just listen to me, please. Putin, two times he went to the European Union. He said, "I want to join the European Union." They said no. The reason is they said, well, Russia has 140 million people. You will overwhelm our alliances and you will become the dominant in this alliance. They could have did the EU plus Russia. Russia doesn't have to be exactly inside the EU, but they could have opened a free market with them and brought him into the Western Hemisphere. The second time he went, he said, "I want to join NATO." The NATO said, "Well, I mean, it's a long process. We have to do this." He said, "I am Russia. I'm strong. You know who I am. I want to be part of the alliance. I want, you know." Imagine if these MF have just embraced Russia after the 1990 collapse, helped it with its economy, flooded it with American and European businesses. I mean, real, not just McDonald's and Starbucks. I mean, real business. And we won't have this problem that we're having today. Right now, we're on the brink of World War III. Trust me. So Zelensky did not want this war. Trust me, he did not want this war. When Russia was amassing all these, the army in what is it called in Belarusia, 150,000. Zelensky said, "Listen, we don't need a war. We could talk. I could go to Russia and talk to him." And you know what? Antonio Blinken, our newcon from the remnants of the newcon Jews from the 2001 war on Iraq, he loves war. Who was the Secretary of State? That's his war. So they said, "No, you don't have to meet Putin. We got to show them who he is. He has to pay the consciences. He can't just threaten you." He said, "Listen, I want to go and speak to the guy. You could go look it up." Then Putin sent, I think, a 5-point demands from the United States and Ukraine. We never saw what they are, but I know what they are probably. The Ukraine cannot join NATO. It must remain neutral. It must have a good relationship with Russia, whatever. Well, they could have prevented war, but Antonio Blinken, who is the author of the Gaza war too, decided this is his war, and it's going to be a war no matter what, and they're going to fight. 3 years later, 1 million people dead, and Russia lost a lot of people. Ukraine lost a lot of people. And if you know the history, Ukraine was never a country. Ukraine is a region. Ukraine, it's a lie. There is no Ukraine. There is no Ukraine. If you look at the history of Ukraine, it only been independent twice. After World War I, from 1919 to 1921. I'm going to add something. Kiev, the capital of what is now Ukraine, was the capital of Russia, of the Russian monarchy, or Russia itself. I live in New York, in Brooklyn, New York. Brighton Beach. Well, I used to live there. There's a lot of Russians and Ukrainians. They speak, they're like brothers, they're Slavs. You know, I couldn't tell the difference and all that stuff. So when you hear Putin say, well, you know, Ukraine is part of Russia because we are one people, he's actually right. Putin is actually right. There is no Ukraine. Ukraine they just made it up in 1990 when the Soviet Union collapsed. It was always a region. Ukraine has been part of Turkey, the Ottoman Empire, part of, you know, anybody who came there, they took over that region. It was just a region in that area. Now to bring it to the White House. Now I'm going to show you some videos. Trump has this thing with Putin. And it's probably good because I think Trump doesn't want any war or doesn't, I don't know. I mean, Russia should not be our enemy. But now that we had a war and we've been given money and weapons and Ukraine lost a lot of people, Ukraine now have a right to a nation. And when he came, Zelensky, we, the United States, have been talking like the mafia, you know, like the mafia. Oh, I like this restaurant you have there. I'm afraid I don't want nothing to happen to it. Since Donald Trump became president, oh, we're going to make Canada 51 state. Oh, we're going to take over Greenland. Oh, we're going to kick all the Palestinians and build hotels and resorts in Gaza. Oh, Ukraine, you got to give us half your natural resources if you want us to protect you. That's a strong man move. You could do business with Ukraine. You could tell Ukraine we should have first right to any deals, economic deals that has to do with rare minerals, whatever they are. They probably can't even find them. And we should have first right to that. We negotiate in good faith. We are not a colonial power. The United States is not a colonial. We could be partners with Ukraine in developing its economy and its natural resources. We benefit, they benefit, but in the right way and in the right conditions, not a threat. Like, well, you have no cards. You're not holding any cards. I mean, you need us. Without us, you're going to be gone. That's not the way we talk. That's not the way we do business. First, let's look at this first. I want to show you how he was set up. I know I did this before, but I didn't think it was right. I think it was cowardly because they invited that douchebag, JD, what's his name? JD Vance. He's never there. He was there to create a moment for TV. You know, don't forget, the president, Donald Trump, he loves these kind of stuff that make the headline. He gets to keep the news cycle for 24 hours. That's what he does. He'll say something crazy every day.
Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest. Why don't you wear a suit?
Now, this is the problem I have. This is a reporter. Since when a reporter in the Oval Office is asking a head of a state, why aren't you wearing a suit? First of all, you are a reporter. That's not your fucking business. Excuse my language. That's not your business. And you're just a reporter. That's all you are, to ask a question and get out. What does his suit has to do? Why he's not wearing a suit? This was the beginning.
Why don't you wear a suit?
This was a setup from the beginning. You could tell. It's like a play. It was organized and it was ready to go.
You're at the highest. Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting the dignity of this office.
Now, we don't have no problem. He doesn't have to wear a suit. He could go in there naked. I don't give a fuck if he's wearing a suit or not. Our president got that big white. You know, I don't even wear ties. I think ties are like for donkeys that you tie up to. What the hell is this suit? Anyway, there's no official dress to visit the White House. I'm going to show you the Oval Office. I'm going to show you another video of another person. But the whole idea that a reporter, he's just a reporter. I mean, why is he asking a head of a state why he's not wearing a suit? Don't you have a suit? You can't afford a suit. This is street mentality. This is stupidity. That shows us that we were wrong. What they did to Zelensky, I know you guys are going to say, no, Donald Trump was standing up for America. No, he was not standing up for America. He was embarrassing America. You have a guest. And in tradition, I don't know, Arab tradition we have, if you have a guest, you have to respect that guest. You cannot even bring up anything that will embarrass them or will put a point on them. That's for negotiation later. Even Donald Trump, when he met him outside, oh, it was a suit. This guy doesn't wear a suit, man. Look how short he is. I mean, if he wears a suit, he's gonna look like that guy from Fantasy Island. Okay, let's listen further.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one,
Maybe something like this.
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes,
That'd be great.
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper.
You have that. Zelensky was a comedian. He was a comedian, man. Let's go. Let's listen. I want to be in the picture. I'd love to see myself if I'm.
Then yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President
Thank you.
Trump, thank you, President Trump. You said yesterday.
All right. So I don't have, I'm such an idiot. I don't have the whole full video, but you already saw what happened. I mean, we don't need to revisit it every day. So, and when the vice president goes, you are not thankful enough. We don't hear you say thank you. I mean, when you do something, only petty people say that. You know what I'm saying? We're not a petty people. Oh, you're not even saying thank you. You're not even saying thank you. Look at you, huh? You should be thankful. You don't tell that to a head of state. That is, you could tell that to him later when you have the door closed and you have this meeting, and you don't talk to him in front of hundreds of millions of people all around the world are watching us, because the United States is it. We are the gravity of the world, and you embarrass the head of state. You're talking about you're not being thankful enough. You're disrespecting the president. He was saying that just to get the Donald Trump rallied up. Okay, let's talk about the why didn't they ask this guy? I hope I can find him, man.
Could get up and explain where you
Yeah, I
are,
got
how
it.
you're doing, and how much we're cutting. And it's an honor to have you. He's been a tremendously successful guy. He's really working so hard, and he's got businesses to run. And in many ways,
All
I
right.
say, how do you do this? And
This is the full cabinet of the United States of America. These are the people who are running the United States of America, from the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Agriculture, of Education, the CIA, the FBI, every one of their mother, like we say in the streets, is there. And look what he's wearing. Why didn't somebody ask Musk, where you wear a Musk? And she's supposed to wear a suit?
you know, he's sacrificing a lot
Yeah, exactly.
and getting a lot of praise, I'll tell you. But he's also getting hit, and we would expect that, and that's the way it works. So I'd like to have Elon Musk please say a few words.
Well,
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I actually just call myself a humble tech support here because
It was like those cartoons, like Burger Bob and all that stuff. Look at it. He's a hat. Remember when we used to go to school? They didn't let us wear a hat in school. One time I had this cab, and the teacher, Mr. Reimer, may he rest in peace. It was a long time ago. He's probably dead by now. He said, Omar, is there a reason you're wearing a hat today? I said, no, I just like it. He said, take it off. And this is the guy inside the Oval Office.
this is actually
Inside the cabinet of the United States. Look at him.
that is
That's the place we're
almost
supposed to wear a
literal
suit.
description of the work that the Doge team is doing is helping fix the government computer systems. Many of these systems are extremely old. They don't communicate.
Yeah,
Maybe something like this.
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Sorry, you're not helping anybody. So why didn't he wear a suit? He looks like he just woke up. You know, when you just put anything on a Sunday to go pick up the newspapers. I know you guys are young, you don't go to stores, but when I was growing up, when I was healthy, I was working, I used to get up on Sunday like sloppy as FU, and I go to the store and I pick up the Sunday news or the New York Times, get a cup of coffee and a bagel with cream cheese, and I go back home, eat and read the paper until the football games come on in the afternoon. So he was not wearing these things. So this is what I'm saying, that the hypocrisy of the White House, you understand? And the hypocrisy of asking Zelensky, by a reporter, not, where's your suit? You can't afford a suit? You don't respect the White House? Okay, get the F out of the Oval Office. You are a reporter. Shut up. Shut up. Fake news. Get out of here. That's what we're supposed to do. That is what it is. But to close it up or come to the conclusion, I respect Trump trying to stop the war, but I think he should stop the war in a way where Ukraine doesn't have to give up a lot of its territory. Crimea is gone. You know, Crimea was part of Russia. Crimea is not Ukraine. The reason that Crimea became a part of Ukraine was in 1954. I think it was Lenin when he did when he fixed the jurisdiction. He took Crimea and put it with Ukraine, because Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union. You understand? So he just did that for like for convenience, that is part of that area, and he just redistricted some villages and towns. But historically, Crimea has been part of the Russian Republic, Russia, since they took it away from Turkey, the Ottoman Empire, maybe in the 1700s or the 1800s. So let's be honest. To close it up, I think what they did to him was wrong. I think it's dangerous, and I think the United States should revisit its alliance with Europe. Don't leave Europe. Don't isolate the United States. Everybody going, hey, we don't need Europe. Hey, we don't need this. You need everybody, okay? We need everybody. Sometimes we give, but we need everybody. You understand? Our alliance with Europe in Europe is safe for the United States, because every 2 times that we left Europe alone, they started killing each other. And we had to go there and make things right. World War I and World War II. I'll see you next time, man. Don't worry about it. Love you. This is Omar from the Third Rail. Take it easy, huh? Goodbye.